So we're going to start in on a little stiff leg deadlift session. And I want to be in a nice, cool environment. And we're going to go back into a walk. So we got 20 reps for the lower back and the hamstrings. We're going to go in, maybe do another set. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to exploit my breathing. So but I got 20 reps instead of 10. And we'll try the 55s. Essentially just doubling the weight up. I can feel everything. I can feel the lats. So the beauty of walking in between sets is that you can recover as long as you want because you're still moving. I'm still training. I'm still conditioning. I'm still exercising. And it gets into zone training. And I really think when you hit these margins, more pronounced, like with kettlebell swings, you know, snatches, cleans, right? When you get into this type of training, you want to hit your upper heart rate and destroy that. Like I'd go up to 210, 220 beats per minute. And then recover all the way back down. And then later I'd look at it and go, is my heart rate really high? And it'd be like in the 40s or 50s sometimes. Just sitting there thinking. That feels like a pretty good recovery. So I'm gonna go grab the 55. And they do feel heavy. And getting used to that grip is important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That felt pretty good, actually. So we're going to set those down and walk more. Felt good. So we're working the lower back, hamstrings, and the core is involved. This is a core exercise because your core is activated. A lot of the muscles that get tight, a lot of where the stress from gastric distress gets caught up. We're going to focus on that. And I'll probably get into a little bit of farmer's carries. In fact, why not jump in that right now, right? So I'm putting on a 25-pound backpack, 28 pounds. And I got the 55. So that's a good amount of weight. I feel it. I feel that conditioning kicking in. Get the 28 pounds. Might as well call it 30, but whatever, right? We have a 140-pound farmer's carry. Functional exercise, functional movements that pertain to and then this is a functional way to build up your traps, you know. So this will be a 90-pound, 88-pound farmer's carry. We just did 140 or 138 pounds. Feels a lot lighter. Let's turn that on for a second. Some airflow going through. yeah, you start fatiguing in different areas. Like for that, it's kind of the lower back and the traps more. Just set this back. So we're kind of doing this in lieu of doing a jump rope. You're just joining in. I did really 2 sets of 30 pounds stiff leg deadlifts, walking. Then I brought out the 55s. Then we did a 25-pound backpack with the 55s, so 140 pound farmer's carry for a good, I don't know how many it was, 4 or 5 passes. And then did a double length set with the 28 pound backpack in 30s, so about 90 pounds with farmer's carries. And I'm gonna go back in after I do an active recovery. So my heart rate's up. If you looked at zone training with the 55-pound dumbbells, I'm going up into both with the stiff leg deadlifts. It's kind of, I've seen them called Romanian, right? I've heard them way in the past called the Romanian deadlift, where you're doing like a staggered stance using a stiff leg. But then there's been all kinds of like higher tier names for this. Well, we'll get out the, wanted to charge my sound apparatus a little bit. So we're going to go in and charge this. Let's see. Stick this thing on here. And yeah, I've been as old as I am and as much experience that I have in this field, I've thought, you know what, since I've worked as a professional doing this several times throughout different careers, different times in my life with different challenges, I should set out a how-to. You want to kind of point your front foot in and then look up. And that's what gets your back. You look down, get a stretch, look up. That's what gets the whole back involved. Look up. Then it's not just your lower back. And yeah, that's 3 sets. And then we're going to go back in and we recover. Go through an active recovery. And then we'll do a lighter set with higher reps. And this is how you get that growth hormone up. I haven't eaten anything today. I haven't gotten any fatter, but my stomach is protruding from all the carbs I eat. In fact, the wider waist is very deceptive because I'm quite a bit leaner. When you're stacking carbohydrate foods and you're taking in tons of creatine and trimethylglycine and all that, you don't really see the recomposition take place until you can shrink that waist back down. Now, when you're constantly taking in food and your waist is more relaxed, when you're lifting heavier, your waist gets wider. You get more squat. All right. We're going to go back into the 30s, and we're going to do this for a higher number of reps. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. All right. We're gonna crack the back a little. Yeah. So those are really good as a supportive structure movement, right? Where you've got a functional exercise. And you want to thicken the area, focus back in on more gluconeogenesis, right? Because your training will be negatively affected, right, by eating too much. And then when you eat a lot and you train your core, no matter what you're doing, you're working your core, all that distension will result in a wider waist. So your waist will naturally shrink up when you change your diet around and you go more toward ketosis or gluconeogenesis. But really, you can't differentiate them. Both are in fact occurring. Yeah. So I didn't really do much on my shoulders yesterday. Got some nice lower back and hamstring work. That was great. Yeah. 4 sets. Plus we threw in 3 sets of minor farmer's carries. I'm just trying to introduce it at this point. I'm not going gung-ho. I'm just trying to introduce it. Yeah, so let's see. So I got it on this larger tripod today. So we're going to do some rollouts. I like to keep a nice calming atmosphere. For a lot of my training, it allows you to kind of get lost in your own world, you know.
So let's set this where we're not running over anything there. Here we go. I want the hips to come all the way forward. Yeah, it's good. And then we're gonna walk. Most annoying people that ever existed. Yeah, so we got lower back, hamstrings, core, and that exercise works the lats, the shoulders to stabilize the chest. I mean, that is a serious core exercise. As far as abs go, there would need to be more of a lower body component to actually hit the superficial rectus abdominis. But it hits the core in an amazing way. Really nice. Very enjoyable. I definitely feel the abs. I feel the core. I feel the shoulders. I feel the lats. I feel it all from yesterday. A nice dim room. It's cool. There's good vibes in here. There's privacy. There's sort of a new age vibe going on. All right, we'll prep into that next set. I feel myself recovering. I was pretty sore from that last set. I gotta admit, that set was very effective because of everything we've been doing, you know. I did a full-on ab workout some days back, so I'm not fully recovered ever from any. That's why I took some extra days rest. Because when you're working out right, the workouts kind of blend into one another. All right, well, point that down. And we're gonna do another set of these rollouts, ab rollers. Okay. As long as your hips come all the way forward, you're there. And then you push it a little further every time. Almost think like you're doing a pullover. Yeah. Filling the triceps. I'm definitely feeling the hip flexors. I don't know, man. I definitely need some recovery. So I've gotten about 9 sets total in this workout. So in the back of my head, I'm kind of thinking my traps were really hit from both these exercises. Maybe I should really do a couple sets on the traps. And you know, I could try to add 30 pounds into those totes on each tote and just do a shrug set and see if it works. If it doesn't work in a shrug, then there's no way it's gonna work otherwise. And then come back to the, well, let's try it. Let me grab these totes and see if it's possible. So we're taking out the 9-pound water bottles that are filled to the very top. We're gonna see if the 30s even fit in here. That's what the tote looks like. It's basically 5-6 bags with duct tape, shopping bags. So we'll set the 55s right here. I don't think it's gonna work. doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Yeah. Nice try though, right? So let's just do a set with 55s, right? Yeah. Whew. I don't want to get to the place where I can't pick those bad boys back up. But yeah, 75s would have been nice. But anything for the traps is awesome, right? Just one solid set is enough to really cause all the other exercises to create a pre-fatigue and really work it. And they were pre-fatigued from the rollouts to the farmer's carries to the stiff leg deadlifts. The traps were involved. Whew. Man, oh man. Rest and recover. Rest and recover. Okay, so let's move these 55s out of the way and go into third and final set. We're after those shrugs, man. The traps are really feeling it. All right, let's do it. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like the 11th set. Turn that around. Face that kind of down. All right. All right. Let's try it. Well, yeah, the internet cut out on me. And I'm gonna try to do a whole other workout here. So between triceps and sideburns, that's where we're going with this. Might have gotten stronger. They have 9 pounds of water. These are 40 pounds. Good one. It's yeah. Whew. Water. Oh, great. That was a pass out. That's a full on set. I don't know what we're gonna do. I think I found a walk. I can get recovered. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna do a little workout, but I'm gonna rest.